Welcome, First Baptist Church friends and family. Welcome to our video this morning. We're here at First Baptist Church, Yantis, doing a cooking video here in the fellowship hall and kitchen. And so we hope you enjoy it. And I'm going to actually start out by doing something for you. We are having kind of a Easter Thanksgiving. Our pastor just told me I'm supposed to be serving ham instead of turkey, but I'm serving turkey today. We've got we're doing dressing with turkey, and we've got a gravy, and we've got, Debbie is doing an English pea salad, and then we got Cheryl doing an Easter cake for you, and she's gonna finish decorating it whenever we get through with the first part. But I'm going to start out by telling you about the dressing. Now, I'm actually not going to make the dressing here for you today, but I'm going to tell you how I make it. And this was a recipe that we found. A friend gave it, well, I say we found, a friend gave it to me, and it's been a recipe that we've used for about the last 8 or 10 years. But now I'll tell you right now, church family that's watching, it is not as good as Doris Hancock's. So it's not as good as hers, but it's good. We're going to start out. What you want to do is, this recipe is a little spicy, but if you do not like things spicy, you can just get the 2 packages of yellow cornbread mix. This is a simple recipe. You don't have, or if you want to, you can make up your own recipe. But I use 1 package, the small package, 6-ounce package of Martha White's yellow cornbread mix, and then I use a package of the Mexican cornbread mix, which is Martha White's. Now, there is some cornbread mixes that, the jalapeno cornbread mix, that's a little bit spicier than this one. And so this one is not really spicy, and that's why I use it most of the time. But you just take these and follow the directions on the package and cook the cornbread. And if you want to, because you're going to have onions and celery diced up, you can put that in your cornbread mix and bake it in your cornbread mix instead of sauteing it. But sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. It just depends. It works well either way. But you mix up your cornbread and bake it, and then whenever it finishes baking, you take it out of the oven and let it cool, and then you get you a big pan and you just crumble your cornbread up. It's in small chunks. And then you're going to take, say we didn't put the celery and the onions in the cornbread mix. Say I'm going to saute it. This recipe calls for 2 sticks of margarine. So whenever you put your margarine in the skillet where you baked your cornbread, well, you can put your onions and celery in there also and saute that. And while I've got the onions and celery sauteing, you put 1 can, this is a 10.5-ounce can of cream of chicken soup, and 1 can, the same size, of cream of celery soup. And you can dump that in with your onions, celery, and butter, and mix that up. And then after I get that mixed up, I pour it in on top of my cornbread and kind of stir it up. And okay, we've got the soups in it, and then we're going to come with 2 cups of chicken broth and put in it. And I use this Better Than Bouillon. It's one of my favorite broths to use. You can get it in vegetable, beef, or chicken. And I use this. I mix it up, mix 2 cups up per directions on a little bottle, and dump that in and stir all of it up. And you've already got your celery and onions. And then I take 3 eggs and whisk them up and put that in there. And then some people do not like boiled eggs in their dressing, but my mother always put boiled eggs in her dressing. So the recipe calls for 3 boiled eggs diced and put in the mix and stir it up. And then you put your poultry seasoning and your sage and your salt and pepper and stir it up. But I would be very sparing with the salt, because your soups, your canned soups, are very salty. So most of the time I do not even put salt in mine. I do not resalt it. I do put some pepper, but I don't put the salt. But anyway, you stir that all up, pour it in your grease pan, and bake it at 350 for about an hour. And that finishes that up. I think I've tried to read my recipe, so I think I called off everything to you. The cornbread, the eggs, the soups, the broth, the diced onions, diced celery, and sticks, 2 sticks of margarine, 3 eggs, sage, and poultry seasoning. Does anybody have any questions? Because this is real informal, and if we're doing something today, some recipe, and you have a question about it, well, just ask us, because it's very informal. But if you don't have any questions, and I will make a screenshot of this and we will post it under comments on the video today. Okay, well, next we're gonna have Miss Debbie Head come up, and she's gonna make her famous English pea salad. And if you've ever been any place where she's taken her English pea salad, you'll know that it is a famous English pea salad, because everyone always wants the recipe. So Debbie, I'm gonna let you make your recipe, and I'm gonna get out of the way.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Pat. This is a really, really simple recipe. So we're gonna start out first. First, I'm gonna have a recipe over here in front of me. Okay, we're gonna put, it takes 4 cups of peas, and I just buy the great value peas from Walmart. So this is 4 cups, 32 ounces. Just dump it in your bowl. Okay. And the next thing you're going to need is 8 to 9 strips of bacon. And I cook my bacon pretty crispy. Just pour that in. And then it calls for a 1/2 cup of cheese, but I like a lot of cheese, so this is a cup. Pour that in on top, and then it calls for 1/2 of a red onion. And this looks like a lot of onion, but it makes it taste pretty good. Pretty much the main ingredient. Okay, and then we're going to set that aside, and we're going to make the dressing. And the dressing is 1/2 cup of sour cream.
Now, is that low fat or regular?
No, it's just regular sour cream. Yeah. And then we have 1/3 of a cup of mayonnaise, and you can use any kind of mayonnaise that you want. The low fat, or you can even use salad dressing. I've used that before. Okay. And then we need a tablespoon of sugar, which I usually don't put the sugar in it, but today I did, since I'm doing the recipe. And
I bet the sugar makes it good, though.
yeah. And then it takes 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. And again, that's all to your taste. And then we have a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. Pour that all together.
That sounds good.
And then mix it up. And you can also add a couple of boiled eggs in here. I've made it that way before too. My family likes the boiled eggs in it. Okay, it's all mixed together. Now we're just going to bring our bowl over and mix all this together. And I normally like to refrigerate it at least 4 hours before I serve it. You just mix it all together. Makes a really pretty salad.
Pretty, yes.
And on your peas, you need to let them defrost before you start your recipe.
Looks good, good, good. I don't think it's gonna set 4 hours today.
No, it's not. But it'll still be good. I bet you. Okay. So you just mix that up real good and mix up some more. Okay.
That looks delicious.
That's how it looks. We're
Looks
done.
good. You guys will have to try this recipe because I've had it before and it's awesome. Very good.
Well, thank you, Miss
I
Pat.
tried to mimic this, but I didn't get the apple cider vinegar and I didn't realize there was sugar in it.
Yeah.
So that's why mine was off.
So you
It's
think the sugar
delicious.
made a difference?
Yeah.
Okay, Miss Cheryl, Debbie, thank you so much for sharing that recipe with us, and we're gonna get to sample some of it in a little bit. And so we're gonna have Cheryl come up now and, do her, Easter cake. She's gonna finish decorating it for you.
Good morning. This is a yellow cake mix, and I use cake mixes, and I do what's called a cake mix hack. You sit in the water, you put milk, you add 1 extra egg, and instead of the oil, you put some butter, melted butter, and beat it on high for 2 minutes. And this is 2 cake mixes, and just like a buttercream icing with just a little bit of blue coloring. And the cake recipe called to get some chocolate syrup and splatter the cake, and it would make the eggs look like robin eggs. But I took some of these malted milk ball robin eggs and crushed them up and folded them in the icing. Then I took some coconut and toasted it, and it's gonna look like a little bird's nest, hopefully. And take the little malted milk balls. I was reading online trying to find out where the Easter bunny and these eggs originated from, and one story was back in Germany years ago for Lent, they gave up eggs. So all during the Lent process days, they would decorate their eggs so when they could finally eat them, they were really pretty. So that's, I guess, how the Easter eggs decorated came about. Happy Easter, y'all.
Okay, Pat?
Okay. Oh, wow, Cheryl, this looks great, beautiful. And we were gonna show you right quick, I'm gonna finish plating some of the food, and we're gonna show you what we have fixed today and what we're gonna have for lunch. We're going to have some of Debbie's pea salad on here. But anyway, they've been looking at it, haven't they? We've got some, this is our dressing that we made that I gave you the recipe to. And this is ham. Now this, I mean not ham, turkey. And this is a shortcut you can do. Go and get you some Sara Lee honey roasted turkey and cut it in half, and it is absolutely wonderful on your dressing. And what I do then is put a little bit of gravy over the top, and this is the giblet gravy. It does have the livers and stuff in it, so if you don't like livers and eggs, well, you might not want to try the gravy. And then we're going to have a little bit of cranberry chutney beside our dressing. And I didn't give you the recipe to this, but this is simple and easy. All you have to do is open a can of whole cranberry sauce, dice up whatever fruit you like in it. I put pineapple, nuts, fresh apples, and I believe that was probably it. And stirred it up and put it in the refrigerator, and it's ready to go. And I want to tell y'all a little something. I certainly do hope Brenda Gant is not watching me today, because I made some of her biscuits, and they did not really turn out as well as hers, the one that made her famous, but I did make them, and they are delicious. I just need to make them a little bit bigger next time. But anyway, I want our pastor to come up and say something right quick to you about a lot of things we've got going on here at the church, and we're just so excited about a lot of things that's happening. And I want Brother Danny to tell you a few things.
All right, thank you, Pat. I am ready to go. I'm glad you made this meal just,
Well, you
that
can
plate
have
is
that
just
one.
for me,
Just
right?
for you, yes.
Boo.
Oh my, we do want to tell you a little bit about what's going on with lots of exciting things going on at the church this year. We've seen lots of people saved and baptized, and now as we're heading into Easter, which is a very, very special time for us, we've got several things going on. Actually, Palm Sunday, this Sunday, we're having our annual dinner dessert auction, a crazy thing that we use to help support our youth ministry and our camp ministry and so forth. And so we always raise a lot of funds to be able to support our kids going to camp in the summertime and other kind of youth activities. So that'll be fun. If you're available, come, and we're going to have some famous pulled pork.
Yes.
One of our new guys that has been coming to our church is going to do it really well, and so we'll have potatoes and pulled pork, and that'll be fun this coming Sunday. And then next Sunday, Easter Sunday, we will meet out at Swearingen Park out there on 154, kind of at the very tip out there. We for several years now have met out there to see the sun come up, do some praise singing and a message from the Word about the resurrection of Christ. This is a special time of year. And then after that, we'll go home, catch a quick nap, and then come back for all of our regular services as well. So lots going on, and we just love for you to be part of any or all of the above. And so it's an exciting time, Easter is.
Tell them about our new Sunday school class that we're having.
Oh yes, we continue to expand, and we've started a new Sunday school class and kind of a foundations class, but it's good for everybody. And we've had up to 15, 16, 17 new members, people that are coming that might be members, and just all of us having a great time of discussing the Word of God and interacting and doing life together, which is really an exciting thing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Brother Danny. Okay, I guess that pretty much concludes our cooking video for today. We'll have our next one next month. It'll be the third Thursday of the month. And we'd like for you to join us. We're excited about having the live audience today. I think this is probably one of the largest ones we've had. And I want to thank Jonna and Kathy for coming today out where we live. And I want to thank Jonna for letting us use the beautiful tulips in our backdrop and some of the other decorations, because it made it so pretty for us. So anyway, thanks again. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you try some of the recipes, and hope you have a very happy Easter.